You know, I've played a lot of horror games on this channel. Majority of them I find myself surfing YouTube, TikTok, or just Roblox in general. But another large portion of them are recommended by you guys. A lot of Roblox games they're more or less always inspired by other big games. So anyways, one day a viewer recommended me. When a viewer told me about Pillar Chase 2, I was pretty excited, pretty interested. I heard a lot about it, and so I searched up PC2. What immediately caught my eye was the weird looking Teletubby. Seeing all the cool art and all on the page, I wanted to see what this game had to offer. It looked pretty cool. Now from looking at the thumbnail and the rest of the art, I started to get a little vibe of what this game was about. I'm seeing a lot of familiar entities in this game as well. One big game this one reminds me of, off the bat, is Dead by Daylight, which in the description it said it's not inspired by, and rather it's Halo custom game mode? Okay. Okay, but I mean, either way, true or not, the DVD resemblance is still there. Because I mean, they do the same exact kind of thing. The devs throw in a sketchy and or scary character from a certain creepy lore to play as killers. It's basically the concept of a survive the killer in a certain amount of time game mode, where you run around the map doing objectives while you run for your life. I played a ton of Roblox games similar to this. A big example would be the top hit Stop It Slender, like back in 2010. Wow, 2010. I feel old. Could Slender Man be added to Pillar Chase 2? I mean, perhaps it could. The selection of monsters you could choose from seem to be more or less based on scare lore, or the term everyone's familiar with, creepypasta. Just a bunch of internet horror stories shared around on the internet. A lot of them have gotten seriously popular over the years. So anyways, starting off in the game, I spawned into a lobby located within a cabin in the middle of a dark forest. It was filled with fan art from the community, which I thought was pretty awesome. I noticed they had an arcade machine on the side too, and you could play Friday Night Funkin' on it. What? Okay, not gonna lie, that was pretty sweet. I didn't have to just stand there in the lobby or just watch and spectate. I could pass the time playing that as well. It's not even just one song, it's a whole category of songs to choose from. So I was just passing the time while I died, just playing some songs on there. Also, I don't know why it took me so long to notice. I guess I'm blind or something, but after a few rounds, I saw a sign leading me downstairs to a shop somewhere which you can buy power-ups to use in rounds, I guess. I saw other weird creatures too down there that were pretty unnerving, but whatever. Alright, so in the gameplay loop, like I mentioned previously, once you spawn somewhere around the map, you have to essentially survive the remainder of the time while also doing your tasks. At first, I was doing it for no reason. I later on figured out doing objectives speeds up the timer, gives you rewards, and it also increases your monster chances. This game is murder mystery, but without the, sheriff. You're just running away. And also, apparently, I was told that it gives you map advantages too sometimes. That I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't confirmed it. The objectives are located on the side of your screen. You have the option to finish. I say optional because, not gonna lie, most of the time, I'm too busy running away to actually get anything really finished. I don't necessarily know what actually happens when you do finish all your stuff, because a round either ends or I get killed off too soon. I'm not that skilled in the game yet, okay? I want to really appreciate, though, how they did go about doing objectives in this game. It's not always the same thing. Different maps have different types of stuff required to do. You can either be scavenging around looking for items referred to as memories in this game and turn it in for points, or maybe like, for example, other Sonic map where you go Among Us and fix the plugs in the machines while avoiding the monster. Playing the killer is pretty hard to do if you have a big lobby, because it's almost a guarantee one or two people may survive. If I'm really being honest, if you try hard enough, you could probably kill the whole lobby, to be honest. And the map you're on is another factor to take into account, because some killers on here are pretty terrifying. Like, have you seen this lizard that can jump at you? How do I defend against that? But I mean, you're rewarded for your efforts anyways, and besides, I don't take the game too seriously. I'm just having fun. It's good to know the killers aren't brain dead and you can actually win a round. I was lucky enough to be in a small lobby while I was server hopping though, and won my first match at literally 1 second on the clock left. I was merely able to clutch, okay? I learned that as a killer, you can't just constantly sprint around everywhere, because you will get tired and or juked out. Is there any way to fight back against the killer? I don't really know. I mean, there is the gauntlet thing. You could try fisting them, but I mean, you're just delaying the inevitable. They will eventually catch up to you, and getting close to the monster is not ideal. You might just take damage either way. And I personally haven't studied the hitboxes, so I don't know any techniques to dodge or anything, so I'm just hoping for the best, man. To simplify the whole gameplay, it's basically just stamina management and route maneuvering. Some people have this certain notion that the gameplay is more one-sided, favoring the killer, and I can see that, but really, more or less it's just having the skill to juke out the monster and getting away from the chase and not be seen, obviously. But they can sense you though, so you gotta be careful. The monsters have stamina too, by the way, so yeah. That way I feel like it balances the gameplay so each party wouldn't feel boring to play, your pressure being a survivor and or a killer. And besides, if the game favored the survivors more, I wouldn't really see any enjoyment in people playing the killer. Again, they have a whole lobby to decimate here. At level 1, you start off with some starter creatures, but as you level up and get rewards, you can spend coins and all that, so you can get other types of creatures with their own unique types of abilities to add to your inventory. And by the way, they did their thing with the models of the monsters of this game. Wow. It looks so well polished, and you can honestly see the effort put into them compared to the last game. I'll make this short, but Pillar Chase 1 was pretty much, you guessed it, obviously a bare bone, rundown version of Pillar Chase 2. The GUI was terrible, and the monster selection plus the models weren't really that up to par with the successor. Also, you see that the killer POV is in first person rather than third person, which makes the killer gameplay a lot more harder to do, and there's no sensing people too. You're just going in balls deep with like nothing. You can really feel the outdatedness in this game. So Pillar Chase 2, I feel like, really balances the two roles between being a killer and survivor really well. And the gameplay overall is just better, you know. One monster I have my eyes on I want to buy later on. I know almost everyone has it, but it's the recent new Sonic creepypasta added to the game called PCX. I seriously love the Chase theme song. Another big part of this game I adored was something similar to what I felt in Blox Tales. The beautiful OSTs. Music is so good. The Chase soundtracks in this game are so cool to listen to. They perfectly capture the intensity of the moment, making each chase feel more heart-pounding. The way the music shifts builds tension when you're being hunted and gives a slight breather when you manage to finally escape and the music finally stops. It's clear that a lot of effort went into making the music, and it's not always just generic horror background noise, but an actual integral part of the experience, you know? Listen to... The track stuck with me even after I stopped playing, which really speaks volumes about the quality of the composition. The latest update the PC2 devs had recently, about a few weeks ago, was the Stricken update. This was the Teletubby thing I was referring to early on in the video. The design of the creature was based on the Teletubbies franchise. You can find gameplay on it across YouTube. He's a zombie-like Teletubby with purple fur, a human-like face, hollowed eyes, etc. You can even go into his tank form, in which you do not want to be around, okay? I had a blast running from it all game. I enjoyed my time playing Pillar Chase 2, to be honest. Now to answer the question, is it worth the hype? Is it good? Yeah, I very much think so. The gameplay loop is pretty fun to pass time in. The creature models were pretty good, and I seriously love the music, okay? The only thing I'm just waiting on is just anticipating what creepypasta creatures they're going to add to the game next. I'm hoping it's Slender Man. I'm really voting on Slender Man here. I do enjoy it, so I will be playing this on my free time. It's not the best horror game ever made, but for what it is, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, to be honest. Feel free to give your own thoughts on the game, and if you play Pillar Chase, maybe say what other monsters you want for the game, or just any other good game recommendations in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you all in the next video. Peace.